Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. Have you ever been at a function you didn't want to be at where some boring middle-aged woman with no children and probably a lot of cats tried to tell you a story about something you didn't care about? Well, that's what it's like reading Infinity Countdown issue 1. It's got a terribly stupid and boring cover that looks like a 10th grade pseudo artist drew it. You know, that kid that wanted to be an artist but couldn't quite handle the commitment or the talent to do it and didn't want to practice or try real hard. That's what that cover looks like. So this was written by Jerry Dugan, art by Aaron Cooter, color artist was Jordi Belair, letters by VC's Corey Petit, cover artist Nick Bradshaw and Maury Hollowell, and a bunch of other people were involved. The coloring was actually really good. I can't fault the coloring or the lettering. That was all done really well. So the colorist, I do not fault you or the letterer. You guys did pretty good. Well, we open on a pregnant Nova Corps member. I know she just looks like she's fat, but she's pregnant. It mentions it in the story. And they are hanging out with Drax, where this giant monster of a stone is sitting. Hey, what if we make the Infinity Gems into stones and make one of them silly gigantic? Okay, well, that's dumb. Raptor Taloners show up. The Raptors are like the guys whose armor Darkhawk has. And they look really cool, actually. The artist did a pretty good job with them. They make a comment. Their leader guy, Taloner, makes a comment about the one lady being pregnant. And it was silly. She shoots him. And he goes bouncing over to Drax, who then throws him into the sky. Yay! Then we jump over to the Guardians of the Galaxy, who are fighting giant plant monsters by, yeah, get this, the guy's name is the Gardener. We couldn't come up with anything better, so we're calling the villain the Gardener. Not the Gardener in another language, so it sounds kind of cool and edgy. Nope, his name is just the Gardener. Somebody phoned it in that day. So there's bunch of boring stuff. Rocket Raccoon tries to attack him, stabs him in the cheek, and uses some space swearing, because that's edgy and cool, right? Then we jump back over to Drax, who is wearing the wings of these raptors and flapping up and down, because that's just what a space assassin would do, right? He tries to fly by flapping his arms, and hee, yeah, it's hilarious. Then instead he grabs two of them and forces them to kind of fly him toward the ship while he rides one, and it looks like a weird three-way. So he crashes into their ship, but he can't use their equipment. But that's okay, because there's a psychic light years away who's partly merged with Ultron from Guardians of the Galaxy number 148. That would be cool, but it just isn't. So then the Chitauri show up because they needed a movie tie-in, I guess. And Drax drops a ship on the Raptors that are about to execute the Nova Corps members. Although the ship landing on them, because these guys were like 5 feet away from their captives, the explosion would have killed them all. But nope. There's a cool shot of Drax walking through fire. That looked pretty cool. Otherwise, the art's pretty forgettable. The giant Groot monster looks pretty cool, too, sometimes. So the art is super hit and miss. Groot looks absolutely ludicrous and cartoonish. So does Rocket. It looks like somebody drew 2 anime characters inside of what was supposed to be another comic. Then there's some more silly fighting, and they say silly things, and Groot looks super silly. And Groot talks the Gardener into making sense, and they hugs and whatnot, and it turns out Loki poisoned his mind, and he restores Groot, so Groot can talk now in a sort of... He talks like Warlock used to from the New Mutants books, and I think they're just that lazy that they actually did that. And then we learn that somebody we thought was dead is actually alive, and Wolverine gives her the gem. Yep, so that was dumb, and she calls them a mean name. Now, they avoided swearing through the entire thing, but then they used the word bastard at, like, second to last paragraph. That was a waste of time. It was boring. The action scenes that were in there were laughable. The only thing that was really cool were the Raptors. Looked really cool. Their outfits are awesome, and the artist did a good job drawing those. The one scene with one panel with Drax walking through fire was cool, and the plant monster looked kind of cool a couple times. This was a giant waste of $5. It was very boring, very poorly paced. There's a lot of senseless talking that accomplishes nothing. Nothing really happens in this book other than people talking to each other. Like, apparently Gamora was looking for the Infinity Stones and nobody told her that Drax knew where one was. I don't even know which Nova this is. Is this Richard Rider or is this the new kid? I think it's Richard Rider, but I'm not sure. It really better be a Richard Rider because he was way cooler than the new guy. Ant-Man cracks some stupid jokes because apparently everybody has to make terrible jokes now. So we got Rocket Raccoon, who looks more like a wolf to me, an anime wolf on top of that, cracking jokes. We've got Scott cracking jokes as Ant-Man. Nova cracks a joke or two. And Drax makes a couple of funny comments. Well, funny in air quotes because they're stupid. This book was horrible. Just skip it. It's trash. It doesn't explain anything. Nothing's going on. They're just trying to build up to the event and not to give anything away. Nothing actually happens. Most of the people on the cover do not even appear in this book. We've got Wolverine, not in this book. We've got Thanos, not in this book. Loki, referenced, not in the book. Super Skrull, not in the book. I don't know, is that Adam Warlock or Nightcrawler or something? Whoever that guy is, he's not in this book. Transitioning Captain Marvel, not in this book. Gamora, yeah, she's in this book. One character out of all these people is actually in this book. Can we have some non-deceptive covers, please? That are not drawn by 10th grade art failure students that dropped out of high school. So yeah, I fully regret paying the $5 I paid for this. This was a waste of time, a waste of paper, a waste of storytelling, and any potential talent that this artist might have. I think the artist has a lot of potential, but needs to get away from some of the silliness, pseudo-manga inspired crap that they're pulling. The storytelling was just atrocious in this. Nothing happened. It's all pointless, it's worthless, don't buy it. But as always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode.